Let's get ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce.
All right. Happy
Hello,
Monday.
Bruce. It is Monday. It's our first Monday Mortgage Minute of the year. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. A lot of things going on out there in the market right now.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, I kind of essentially took the last 2 weeks off, but I am raring to go this
Yeah.
week, man.
I feel like I need to get back into some sense of normality. You know what I mean? We
Right.
got to get over these holidays. I'm like, I was almost, I said to myself on the weekend, I can't wait to get back into work. I got so many things to do. And then I looked at it and I went, wow, that was a little overwhelming. You know, I looked at that list of things and I'm like,
Yeah,
so
it's a lot, but hey, man, we're gonna dive into it. So, I know we talk a lot about rates. I think that's the first thing we need to cover because I'm looking ahead at the Fed fund rate, and it looks like 90% chance that it's going to stay the same at the end of the month when they have another meeting, right?
well, there's no reason for the Fed to drop the Fed rate anymore. They don't even know what's happened since the first one they did back in September. So they don't know if that's even had any type of results on the economy. However, uh, my opinion is I don't want them to drop the rate again.
No, I don't either. Why don't you want them to drop the rate?
Oh, you want me to answer that question? Well, I'll tell you why. Look at the history. Let's just bring this chart up if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Let's look,
sure.
let's look at the history here. Um, and let's see here. So here's where we are today. This is the bond chart now. These are not stocks, these are bonds. So we want bonds to be higher, not lower. So this was back when the Fed did the first half point cut right here. We saw
Hmm.
we lost bond yield a lot. Like we lost a lot of ground there. The market did not like it. Stocks did well,
Hmm.
bonds did poorly. Remember, when when the Fed drops the Fed rate, it's stimulating the economy, which it did its job, but it pulled money, it pulled energy out of the bond market and the yield dropped. So here's where we were. So then the Fed does another Fed cut of a quarter.
Hmm.
We got a little better, then we got worse.
Yep.
Then we started to get better.
And then
Then
they
we
cut
go
again.
back. Then we go back in here, and the Fed does another Fed cut. Okay, so we got better, then we got a little worse. So if it were up to me, leave it well enough alone. We need to get back up to at least here. So we got it figured that interest rates, if we're on that 102 mark, should be in the low sixes, maybe six and a quarter.
Right.
Right now, you're in the mid sixes to even sevens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely. I mean, it's honestly a pretty normal rate, as far as rates go.
It
Um,
is.
but with the prices being elevated above where they were, it does affect affordability
Well, if
pretty
we go
much.
back to COVID, this was all COVID days here.
I'm not showing your chart right now.
Okay. All right.
So
So,
yeah, I mean, we all know COVID days. We had 2% rates, and houses were flying off the shelves for $50,000, $100,000 over asking because money was cheap, right? Um, that's not happening anymore. And honestly, though, all what I'm seeing is all the people that bought those houses in the 2 and 3% range, they are not selling. Why
nope.
would they?
Well, I'll tell you why they would, because some of them are, but not as many of them as we'd like. Some of
Well,
them are because some people have to move. They've
absolutely. But
outgrown the
those are the
home.
only people that are selling.
The people
Nobody
that
that has a 2% rate is going, I think I want to buy a bigger house. Now they might be saying, I think I want to buy a smaller house, and they're going to cash out and they're going to buy it cash so they don't have to have a mortgage, right? Your downsizers. Those are the people that are selling today. But yeah, I see very few people like proactively from a desire perspective selling. It's either it's the 5 Ds that we talk about all the
it
time,
is.
right?
That's
So
right. So we cover the 5 Ds. That's divorce,
divorce,
diamonds,
diamonds, getting married,
right? Diapers,
Diapers, having babies. Yep.
right? Downsizing
And the worst one,
and
death,
death,
death, death,
right?
death.
So all of those things are a direct need to purchase or refinance. You have
Or
to,
sell, right?
or sell,
Purchase,
right?
sell, refinance, change. It
Hey,
happens with
they're
change.
going to
And
force you into some type of change, or you're going to feel compelled to make that change.
yep.
But like you said, if you're sitting on even a 3.5%, 4.25% interest rate,
Hmm.
you're not likely to be as motivated to sell to buy.
Nope.
But the
Nope.
thing is that rate that those people have at 2.5 or 3.5%, whatever it is, they're still sooner or later, they're going to have to make a move. And it's
Eventually,
not
eventually, yeah.
well, and it's not going to get down to that rate again. We're not going to see rates
Mhm.
in the threes, folks. Listen, if we can get to 5.25, that's hitting the lottery as far as I'm concerned. Five and
Absolutely.
a quarter would be beautiful. I would like to see anywhere between 5.5 and 5.75. I think that would stimulate the market. But remember, that's double the interest rate that some people have on their homes right now. Now, I'm teaching a class on January 22nd in Winter Park, Florida, at the Ale House on Lee Road, live and in person, 6:30 to 8. Go to webringyouhome.com to register. But
Excellent.
I'm going to show you how it might be possible for you to develop a portfolio of real estate and keep that 2.5% interest rate, turn that property into a rental property, buy another one, and continue to parlay that into new homes till you built up a portfolio of real estate.
Folks, Bruce has done that personally himself, and he's taught many people how to do it. We're working together with a couple of people that are building out their portfolio, so it is real. I didn't sponsor that class with you, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I
I've got a
attend.
lot of realtors coming to that class and
Yeah,
bringing their clients. So if you're listening to this, you want to register for it, it's open to everybody. It's a non-solicitation class. This is not for you to buy my CDs or 8-track tapes or subscribe to some crazy program. I'm just going to lay it out for you on how to do it.
that's fantastic, man. It's a great class. I've been to it once. I'm going to be there again on the 22nd, so that sounds really exciting. Hey, I don't know if you saw this or not, and what impacts this might have on the overall market in general, right? But did you see that like $46 billion worth of bad credit card debt was written off last month?
Yeah, it was a
That's a
lot.
lot of
I
money.
think it was 56 billion. I mean,
56, maybe I'm off by 10 billion.
by $10 billion. And what's $10 billion in the grand
Yeah.
scheme of things? Well, it's interesting because I heard on the news that 39% of people overspent over the holidays. Now, it was interesting because you brought up a question earlier, like, well, what's that compared to other years? Well,
Well, it
a
feels
lot,
like we overspend every year, right?
I think we did. I think we did. So, having said that, that then brings up debt,
That,
refinance debt. Here's another reason why people refinance out of a 2.5% rate because they got a low interest rate on their mortgage, but now they're overloaded with consumer debt
yep.
and they've got to get it under control. So I would bet you right now, 40% of my business today are refinancing people and trying to consolidate this debt. Now,
Wow.
I encourage you, if you do that, then get your spending habits under
Got to
control.
fix that spending.
Don't become a refi churner. Lenders love you for that. They really do. But it's never going to get you ahead. You
No.
can't keep accumulating debt, putting it on your mortgage, accumulating it, putting on your mortgage, and expect that your life is going to get better at the end. What
No.
we ultimately want to do, and one of the things that I show you in this class, is how to become debt free, including all your mortgages, by the time you retire.
You know,
That's the way you go out.
it's not often you meet a mortgage guy telling you to not have a mortgage, but I definitely appreciate that advice for sure.
Well, you know what? We have to be realistic. Yes, I'm in the business of helping people and they need my vehicle, my
Hmm.
mortgages to help get them out of debt. But you have to learn from that. You can't just and I've got habitual refinance clients, believe me. I mean, I'm going to hear from them every 18 months and it's the same story. Something happened. And you know what? I'm always there to do your refi, but I'm always there to give you a lecture on how you should get that under control.
Yeah.
And I think I would be irresponsible as a professional by not sharing that information with people. Some people listen, some people don't.
You can't help everybody.
So if you are in over your head, you have a lot of consumer debt, you have equity in your property, now is the time to refinance. If you are looking for interest rate reduction or eliminate PMI or payment reduction, I have created a VIP checklist for all of my clients. I put them on a watch list. When that rate hits a certain level that's desirable to that client, we're in a position to lock it in. So if you're looking for a lender that's telling you not to refi right now, of course, only for payment reduction, debt consolidation, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Bruce, we are over time. It's been a great session. I will look forward to many more this year.
Yep. I'll see you a little bit later on this week then.
You got it. Have a great day.
Take care.